Okay guys, this is my list of requirements for the random dart shooter. The essential requirements are that it needs to have a mechanical mechanism to launch the dart. It needs a single action trigger. It needs to shoot hard enough to stick into a target. It needs to shoot at a target with a random distribution so that its choice is random. And lastly, it needs to stay within the dartboard area of 450 millimeters. So for the first one, mechanical mechanism, I see three potential options. I don't really see gravity as a good option. Spring rubber band, kind of like a bow and arrow or a crossbow, where you would sort of pull it back and then release and the dart would shoot out. Another option would be some type of pneumatic mechanism where you would have an enclosed tube, maybe like a PVC pipe, and then a dart, more like a blow dart, where it sort of seals inside the tube, and then when air enters, it'll push the dart through. Or lastly, some type of motor that would sort of like push the dart out, but I don't really see that as a good option. All right, number two, single action trigger. You could do a button or a foot switch, but what I like is potentially doing a voice command where we could say, Alexa, where should we go for dinner? And then boom, the dart shoots into the wall. It'd be pretty cool. You could also just do a more simple solution and just pull the trigger out and it releases the dart. Thirdly, how hard to shoot. I see this as an experiment where we need to answer the question of how fast does the dart need to go to stick into the target, variables being the target material and the dart exit speed. So I don't know what the target will be yet. It could be a piece of cardboard, could be a piece of plywood, or it could be an actual dartboard. I don't know. So that'll be part of the test. And then I'll just try throwing them by hand at different materials and then film them in slow-mo and calculate the speed. For make the shots random, this is actually one of the more challenging parts. I need to make the shot random within the target area. So one way to do that might be to allow the aiming tube to vary vertically and horizontally by some amount and then attach like a motor with an offset load so it would sort of oscillate or vibrate and cause it to kind of randomly go within those areas. Another way to do that might be to like attach a mechanical crank that you spin a random amount that moves it within that range. Or lastly, you could just modify the dart, like pull one of the feathers out so that when it flies, it kind of flies erratically. And lastly, I need to keep the darts within the area that I want it to hit so they're not going everywhere. So part of that's just a test of how much variance can I allow vertically and horizontally to keep it within the target area. And ideally, I could just design the prototype to be adjustable so that I can kind of dial that in at the end either way. So anyways, thanks for taking a look.